What up, gang? Carolina Jackpot Time coming at you on Monday morning. It's like, I don't know, between 6:30 and 7. Hope everybody's doing good today. I hope your week's starting off well. And, by God, I hope your week finishes up well. So yesterday, the NCAA tournament field of 68 was revealed. Clemson Taters got a 5 seed. Going to play number 12 seed McNeese State. I can't remember if that game's on Thursday or Friday. Regardless of what day it is, I hope they lose by 100. I'll be pulling from McNeese State, doing my research on them, and letting you know later on in the week why they'll beat Clemson. 5-12 upsets are not uncommon at all. So they definitely could go down like 4 flats on a Cadillac, and I'm here for it. I hate those sons of bitches, and I hope they lose every game. But I especially would love to see them get their heart broken by a team that nobody, for all intents and purposes around here, really even gives a second thought to. Talking basketball, still on that subject, South Carolina declines an invite to play in the NIT. I don't know if this was fueled by athletic director or by Lamont Paris. I don't know if this was a Lamont Paris decision. 100%, probably not. You probably had to consult with some other folks in the athletic department on that, but they do decline the invitation to participate in the NIT. A lot of other Power 4, we'll call them Power 4 schools, just that they're in Power 4 conferences. We usually equate that to football, the Power 4 group of 5 jargon. But you had teams like, I think it was like LSU, who was also the SEC choice for the NIT, or would have qualified for it. Rutgers, Wake Forest, SMU. There were a number of them that declined to participate in this tournament. Why? The inherent reasons, I really can't tell you why. Lamont Paris gave an interview and said that it had something to do with roster attrition. Apparently his roster is very liquid at this point. I don't know if that means somebody's jumping in the transfer portal. I don't know if he's going out and cultivating the transfer portal. I don't know if it means he needs to go out and hit the recruiting trail. Obviously he does. Or what it means, but that was the answer that was given. The NIT is just not as prestigious as it once was. You got a field of 64 teams, and there are around 300 or so NCAA Division I basketball teams. That's roughly 1/5 or so that are going to make the NCAA tournament. I mean, if you can't get yourself in that upper 1/5, then I don't really think you deserve to participate in a participation trophy tournament. That's what the NIT has basically turned into. Now, I mean, there's so many of these mid-majors that get automatic bids to the tournament now. Probably like 20 of them at least. It's wiped out a lot of the at-large bids. The SEC was able to hog up a bunch of those at-large bids yesterday. 14 teams in the tournament. Dang. And South Carolina couldn't be one of them after you just made the tournament last year, after having one of the best seasons that you've had. Well, one of the best seasons you've had in school history. It's just deplorable and sad that you couldn't build on what you did last year. I mean, was last year a fluke? I mean, I don't know. I think that you had a mix of really good players, good leaders out there, and you lost a lot of that with the portal. But the portal giveth after the portal taketh away. I don't think that they brought in the right people, and you got to get back on the drawing board. And if he doesn't get on that drawing board and draw a pretty picture for next season, he's going to find himself out of a job. He has another year like this, he'll be out of here on the first thing smoking. I don't think the new athletic directors, I don't think this guy's going to fuck around. It was said last night, I'm sure that he's kind of taking a new job. You take a new job anywhere, regardless of what it is, you're going to want to make some changes. You're going to want to look at some things that maybe you perceive as were loose or not being done correctly. by the previous administration, the previous guy, the previous gal, whatever. Donald Trump is experiencing that right now. You're going to make changes, and this guy's going to want to cut somebody loose and make a nice hire to kind of start cementing his legacy here at South Carolina. And if this dude shits a brick again next year, it's probably going to be him. So I'm all wholeheartedly with them not participating in this tournament. They don't need to. They don't need a reward for having a crappy year where they didn't finish ball games. People can say whatever they want to. Well, Carolina Jackpot, they was hanging tough. They were hanging tough, Carolina Jackpot. They couldn't get over the hump. I don't care. I don't care. There were games they could have won, and they didn't do it. You lost to North Florida, for God's sake, at the beginning of the season. No, you don't deserve to be in any kind of tournament. The NIT, even though it's not as prestigious as it once was, you have like 32 teams in the tournament, and that's all you got in. The NCAA tournament, the NIT meant a whole lot more back then. It means absolutely nothing now. There's not a lot of eyeballs on it. Nobody's watching it. I don't care about it. Nobody cares about it. Nobody cares. So that's that. That's basically my thoughts on South Carolina declining the NIT. Yeah, it would have given them some more practice. It would have. They need a lot more than just a couple of practices before some meaningless tournament. All right, they need a lot. And then yesterday against Oklahoma, they lose the series 2-1 in a game that was totally winnable. They fall apart late. They're up 5-3 going into the top of the ninth. Give up 2 runs. And then give up a home run at the top of the 10th. Have 2 guys on with 1 out in the bottom of the 10th. The first guy that was up, I think that Evan Stone, I think is his name. He pops up to the right fielder, swings at the very first pitch that he sees, pops it up, a weak ass pop out, and then the next kid pops out too. Just this used to be our sport. I don't know what's going on there with that baseball program, but y'all need to get it together. You should have a bullpen that can protect a damn 2-run lead going to the top of the 9th inning. It just absolutely should. The kid that pitched the 8th, I believe, pitched the 9th as well. So, I don't understand. I don't know who does that. You bring in a closer. Don't you have a closer? Or is he your closer? You brought your closer in the 8th? That doesn't sound like real smart strategy to me. What do I know? I'm just a fat guy yelling into my camera phone, just dissatisfied with everything today. Oh, Lord, that's crazy. Spring practice at South Carolina getting underway. A lot of stuff there on the football front. Boy, I sure hope they outperform expectations this year. Kind of worried, not gonna lie. I'm kind of worried about them not having all those bodies on defense this year. I think their offense is going to be improved, so that could kind of, wash that out. But defense travels. That's what they say anyway. So we'll see what happens with all that. But it's about time for me to go into Walmart here and work this real quick and get on up the road. I got a good little bit to do today before 2 o'clock, which is when I've got to be done by 2 o'clock. I got to go back to a little doctor's appointment. I got to have my blood pressure taken. I told him yesterday, why can't I just send you a picture of the blood pressure machine when I'm done? Makes no sense. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Appreciate you. Peace. I'm out of here. Go Gamecocks. Woo!